in the live session on Vastu is a science or astrology. Reva University take pride to welcome all of you for this live event on Vastu is a science or astrology. Now I request Dr. Manjunath LH, Professor School of Mechanical Engineering, Reva University, to introduce the speaker. Over to Dr. Manjunath sir.
Uh, Good evening, one and all present here. Vastu Shastra is a traditional Indian system of architecture originating in India. Vastu takes the meaning of the site or foundation of a house, site, ground, building, or dwelling place, habitation, homestead, or home. The underlining root is vas. Vas means to dwell, live, or stay, reside. The term Shastra means it is teaching. So Vastu Shastra, that means to dwell, live, stay, reside, and also with this teaching. According to Vastu Shastra, the main entrance to a home is not only entry point for the family, but also for energy. That means archway to victory and progress in life, better life and prosperity. Vastu is a science or astrology organized by School of Mechanical Engineering, Reva University. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's webinar. Vastu is Science or Astrology. Eminent speaker, Acharya Shekhar Dikshit, spiritual scientist, working as a professor in Vastu Science in Vedavyasa Adhyatmika Shikshana Kendra. Shekhar Dikshit, ex-DRDO scientist with qualification BE Mechanical, MTech Manufacturing, MS, Diploma, Advanced Diploma in Acupuncture, Diploma in Marma Therapy, worked in HEL, DRDO, ADA, IBM, Honeywell, etc. for 25 years in India as well as in abroad. Acharya Shekhar Dikshit is an international certified aerospace editor and Six Sigma black belt, worked in USA, Europe and Asian continents. Founded Rich Tech and enterprises for software development, training service and business analytics. From past 30 years into spiritual, healing and energy research and development as a hobby. After retirement into Vastu, numerology, astrology, acupressure, color therapy, magnet, seed, articular, neuropathy, and Ayurveda through Dikshit Wellness Center, Bangalore. Expert consultant in careers guidance for students and professionals in selecting courses or area of success. Selecting the employees and employers for better career options like doing business or taking up a job, energy management in homeo, and business establishment. I take this opportunity to welcome our beloved director, Dr. Narayan Swamy, School of Mechanical Engineering. I take this opportunity to welcome our management, Reva University, for giving an opportunity to conduct these type of webinars. So now I will hand it over the session to Acharya Shekhar Dikshit.
Namaste. I am Acharya Shekhar Dikshit. So thank you, Manjunath. So thanks for Reva University for providing me this opportunity to address you all. After listening to my profile, you people might have thought, what, what the hell this guy is doing, being a aerospace engineer. Oh, how he went into Vastu? What happened? Yeah, I must have thought like that earlier. I used to see every day morning in the TV, some people used to come, some people used to call them, they used to ask, Guruji, I have a financial problem, I have this problem, that problem, what is the solution? That Gurujis used to tell, okay, you have a Vastu problem, you have astrological problem, and etc. etc. And I used to wonder, so what is Vastu? When I was in DRDO, I worked for Tejas light combat aircraft as a design and manufacturing engineer. I was working under the guidance of Dr. Abdul Kalam. He used to say a lot about our ancient technology. Because when we started the program, India never had any experience in designing and developing a combat aircraft. Not even a combat aircraft, even an ordinary aircraft. We didn't have any technology, or we never did that. So initially when the program started, literally we used to see wherever we get the information. At that time he used to motivate us, go and see our ancient knowledge. We may get some light like that. So that is where I got interested in our ancient knowledge. Then I want to see really what is Vastu. Vastu is really like a science or technology, or what exactly is the Vastu. So that is where I started, okay, I need to do some research on this and I need to explore really what exactly is this. Because many scientists, engineers, they never used to believe the Vastu. Only because is that the presentation or understanding of Vastu from the engineering point or scientific point was not much available at that time. So that is how I am interested to explore from the scientific perspective. As an engineer and scientist, this is my perspective about the Vastu. Now let us see what is Vastu. So context setting. Here science. Science means what? It is a state of knowing or a knowledge differentiated from ignorance or misunderstanding. Or better, in a very simple thing we can say, understanding the things. Next, astrology. What is astrology? Astrology basically depends on prediction. So based on the planets or stars, etc., etc. With that context setting, so this is about my profile. Already you know about this. Now let us go and see what is Vastu or Vastu Shastra. First, we start our discussion from knowing things, then we will go to unknowing. Knowing means, lot of you people are from engineering or scientific background, you know about the science, you know about the energy, so we will start about the matter and energy, then slowly we will understand about the Vastu. As you know very well, the science, what science will tell, entire world or universe is made up of matter and energy. What is matter? You know definitely what is matter, anything that will take up some space. What is energy? Energy is ability to cause a change, to move it or anything to do it, cause some change for the matter. Understanding what is energy and what are the energies and how it moves can offer very practical benefits to our daily life. For example, you know already thermodynamics as a mechanical engineers. It will help us to understand how the heat flow, how the thermal energy will impact on the substance, on the materials. Based on that, we developed so many equipments, so many products to our life. So like that we have aerodynamics, etc., etc. In the universe, different types of energies are present. Lot of energies, because every object, it is a physical or metaphysical. For example, metaphysical means our thoughts, our emotions. Everything has some kind of energy within it. Also, always energy will move. It is not like a stagnant. Always energy is moving as much as possible. Energy will keep on moving. Throughout the universe, energy is moving around us. Earth also receives different type of energy in different forms, and also it will radiate different types of energy in different forms. So, surrounding to us, different forms of energy are circulated as energy is neither generated nor destroyed. You know that law of conservation of energy very well. You cannot destroy any energy or you cannot generate any energy. Only you can change the form. Okay, some of you might have feel sometime you are very tired or you are not able to do the something like ability to get some things done. Then you may say, I just don't have any energy or I don't have the energy. Or sometimes you feel suddenly increase in your energy. So excess energy, your ento. We don't know what to do.
Namaste.
If there is a lack of energy and if it's a excess energy, we really don't know what to do. Suppose if we are able to distribute this energy around us for our advantages, then we may have a better life. So energy exists in different forms. Each form can be converted into other forms. So this is the basics about energy and energy and matter, all of you know from the science perspective. Just let us have a quick look what are the energies around us. The following are the main energies. Actually, in everything there is energy. The list is very big, but some of the energies we can have a look. So light energy, heat or thermal, mechanical energy, gravitational, electrical energy, sound energy, chemical energy, nuclear or atomic energy, solar energy, wind energy, wave energy, electromagnetic energy, crystal energy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the live seminar on the art of parenting. 12 ದೇಶಗಳಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವದೇಶದಿಂದ ಕರುನಾಡಿಂದ ಲೈವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೃದಯ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೆ
Sorry for small interruption. Crystal energy, geo energy, geothermal energy, bioenergy, motion energy, elastic energy, food energy, muscle energy, thought energy, radiant energy, biochemical energy, biomagnetic, geomagnetic, electromagnetic, magnetic, cosmic, planetary, stars energy, cosmic energy, hydro energy, life force energy. So lot of energies. We can name anything, everything has energy. As per science, these energies are classified into kinetic energy, potential energy. So you know very well about the potential or kinetic. And as per our ancient wisdom, these energies are classified at a physical level into 5 different types. The first one is Akash. In the 5 elements, first one is Akash or ether. Second one is Vayu or wind. All of you know very well about the air energy, aerodynamics. Then Agni, fire or heat. All of you know about this by thermodynamics. Then water, Jal, by fluid dynamics. Prithvi, earth, you know magnetic energy. So like this, we take 5 elements of the energy at a high level. But if you know, as per our ancient wisdom, when the universe formed, as per the science by the Big Bang theory, a loud sound came, then all that entities started forming. Big Bang theory. the sound produced at the Big Bang theory, normally it is referred as a Ohm sound, from where all these elements, actually there are 34 elements, they are called Mahabhutas, but at a physical level we consider 5 elements, we call Pancha Mahabhutas. All these energies are started, originated, and all the objects started forming. All the substance has energy and energy field around them. Any living being or non-living being has some energy around them, energy field. Some of them we can see by using some modern technologies like cameras, lithium cameras, or by ion exchange, or by different ways we can see it, but some we may not be able to see. Only here limitation is our instruments. Okay. So next, coming to law of conservation of energy, you know very well that we can change from one form to any form. If we take the example, we put petrol to our vehicles, then that energy will be converted into heat energy, from chemical energy to heat energy, then heat energy to the mechanical energy. Okay. Always this thermal energy is used much to vibrate the atoms and molecules. No matter what kind of interactions are, energy is never seen to exist on its own. That's what I am explaining. We cannot see energy, only we can experience. Or to see the energy, or to experience, or to measure, we need some kind of tools or devices. But with our own organs or our body, also we can experience some kind of energy, like heat energy, water, coolness, all those things even we can experience. Without energy, tools also we can experience. First law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be destroyed or created. It can be transformed from one type to another form. That is what we are practicing in every day. Even though different types of energies are coming from the universe, from inside the earth, wherever it may be, we cannot destroy them. Even though there are some energies which is not good for the human body or for living the organisms, we cannot destroy them. We need to convert that energy into some different forms such that it should not harm us. If possible, we can change the form into a advantageous form to us. Adding or removing energy changes the form of matter by changing the molecule or atomic structure. This you know very well about the atomic energy or nuclear energy. That fission or fusion is the thing, how we can remove or add energy from the matters. So even though as per science, there is a possibility that if you add or if you manage in a proper way energy of a substance, we can change one material into another material. We can change iron into gold. Even this was the thing from ancient knowledge. They have a Rasavidya. They have a tool called Sparsha Mani. From that, they used to convert iron to the gold. So now also as per science, it is possible, but the cost what we are getting from the earth is the very cheapest. As you know very well as from the science, even from the sea water, we can extract the gold. But the cost will be very high. To extract 1 gram of gold from the sea water, we need to spend almost 10 to 15 grams of gold cost. So it is not practical. So that is where we are not going there. I don't know in the future if we are able to get that technology or relearn the technology, we may be able to do it. Also different shapes in material of the substance are some of the main factor causing the changes. So based on the shape, based on the material, the influence of energy will be different. Also, we can see some kind of forces, self-sustaining forces that come together to create a particular pattern of atomic structure. If you take, if you go and see in an atom level, every substance has the atoms. In the atom, proton, neutron, and the electrons. In the electrons, they have different levels of energy, and in the different planes, they are revolving and they are vibrating. That is where we can distinguish from each material. So scientifically, in the physics, we have a subject called mechanics, which is used to understand the flow of energy or force and its effects. This effectively we are using in engineering and in scientific study. Also, some of the instruments which help us, like nuclear magnetic resonance technique, energy diagrams, gas meter, EMF meter. Also more advanced tools like computation software, modeling and simulation software, etc. In aerodynamics, we study the influence of wind. We keep the product to be tested in a wind tunnel. At a known parameters of the wind is blown, then we will analyze how it will behave here. So that is used in designing the aircraft and also our automobiles and so many other, including buildings, heavy buildings. So many things we are using the aerodynamics. Similarly, fluid dynamics. So after understanding all this energy thing, what we can say about Vastu, or what is the science behind the Vastu? Understanding the type of energies surrounding us, our living space and geographical location, and how energies are moved. We can architect or design the buildings, airports, railway station, temple, micro towers, machineries, vehicle, you name anything, behind that there is a design or architecture. So we can better design or architect to enhance our life, and building life is nothing but Vastu science. Only in the Vastu science, it will not only enhance our science, our life, it will enhance the building or material life also it will enhance. So Vastu is a science of managing, means removing or adding energy, different type of energy to the, by which having any geometrical location. Here geographic location is very important, with or without any buildings or structure. Even for a empty space, like when we want to buy a site to build a home or to build a organization or industries, a empty plat is also very important. Now we will see, as energy surrounded by all the substance, our body also has some kind of energy. As you know very well, we have thermal energy that help us to maintain the constant body temperature. We have mechanical energy which will help us to do all kind of work, activities, walking, eating, talking, everything. Also electrical energy. It sends the nerve impulse and get the signals, again fire the signals from our brains to organs. Also air energy, air is very important to move any body organs. Air is very important, air energy. Also the gel energy, because our body is made up of more than 70% of water. So water energy is also very important. Energy is stored in foods and in the body as chemical energy. So adding or removing any type of energy to the body or from human body is cause the changes in the physical or mental state. Our human body also will conduct resist energy flow through it. You know very well that we have resistance up to certain voltage. After that, our body will destroy. So like that, we also have energy. We will conduct the energies. and also we can register energies. All energies will influence on humans by its own patterns. For example, if you see, when we stand in a heavy air blowing, we feel cold. That air removes our body heat. Or when we stand in a location where snow is falling, we feel very cold because it is removing our heat energy from our body. Now these energies which influence on the human beings, we can categorize in three different types. One is energy coming from above the sky, means from the universe. So planetary energies, star energies, cosmic energies, solar energies, light, heat, ultraviolet, infrared, etc. So these are very few, but some energies we don't know what types of energies are coming. As I told, there are 34 Mahabhutas are there. We know about only 10 to 15. Practically we use only around 10. Without our knowledge, there are a lot of energies are coming from the universe. Second is energies on the earth. So below the sky, I mean atmosphere, we have wind energy, heat energy, water energy, magnetic energy, electromagnetic energy, motion energy, radiation energy, etc. Then energy coming from inside the earth. Actually, we are getting lot of energy from inside the earth also. Bioenergies, geothermal energies, geopathic energy, magnetic energy, electromagnetic energy, gravitation energy, all these energies are coming from inside the earth. So these are the main categories we consider under the Vastu for the analysis. So now, according to research, there is a different energy to be found even between the energy of simple lines. For example, if you take two lines next to each other, depending on the distance, would produce an energy channel or flow between two of them. There will be an energy channel between the two lines. Intersecting the lines would create a gradient energy effect, where the strongest energy would be found where the lines connect to each other and continue towards to be less and less strong as moved away from the intersection. This is from the basic geometry. You know very well how energy or how the radiant will form. The measurements can be taken using a sensitive meter, fluxgate magnetometer, universal scanner, etc. Multiple results confirmed that alignment of simple shape is enough to generate a magnetic or electrostatic field which will influence the human energies. Why this point is very, very important means when we look for a plot to build a house, we see the shape of the land, shape of the plot. Is it square or rectangle or any odd shape? Also, when we build a building, we see the shape of the building. It should be square or it should be rectangle. Otherwise, the energy flow inside the building and energy flow outside the building will vary, which is not really benefit to our practical applications. So that is where geometry of anything, a building or airport or a flight or a bike or a car, any kind, a geometry is very, very important. So in Vastu also, geometrical shape of the house, inside dimensions, outside dimensions, also the shape of the furniture, what kind of furniture you use, where you keep the furniture, locations of the furniture, dimensions of the furniture, all these are very, very important. And the material of the furniture or material of the building, also placing location, where you need to keep the furniture, where you need to keep the washing machine, where you need to keep the our electrical instruments. All these are very, very important because every instrument will give some kind of energy or will face some kind of energy interactions. Very, very important is geographical location. with respect to Earth, North Pole or South Pole, exactly where we located, longitude and latitude. That what we see always, where exactly our building is located. And the type of soil, different type of soil will radiate different kind of energies. So that's why type of soil also very important, and construction material used in the building also very important. You might have observed sometime back, I think in 2018 or so, in Tamil Nadu, especially in Chennai city, they banned using these concrete bricks inside the city. Why? So because of heat energy is increasing. Then they told in the city limits you should not use that concrete bricks. So suddenly for our ordinary bricks, our earth bricks or mud bricks, suddenly rate got increased. I don't know now still that rules is existing or what, but it happened in around 2018. Also, not only this material are important, also we have to consider in the geographical location, is there is a mountain or is there is a ocean or river or a lake, what kind of things are there. One more thing, this man-made things like a railway station or aerodrome or this microwave towers or transformers, all these things also will generate, sorry, not, I mean transmit, so energy in a very high values. So based on all these things, we need to consider while designing and architecting our dwelling units. So most of the things are covered in the architecture of the designer. But for example, what will happen is most of us will not take a civil engineer or an architect when we are buying the plot or land or site for building the building. Sometimes it is not possible, we don't know. When you apply for a BDA, whatever they will give, we have to accept it. After the allotment, when you go and see the geographical location, sometimes you will get shocked. There will be a small rocks or big rocks, so like it may be anything, you may get shocked. But normally people don't take the civil engineer at the beginning. Only when they want to start building the building, they will take the architect or the civil engineer. So they don't have choice now what kind of plot to be selected. So now, within the available plot or land, we need to build a better building. So that is where Vastu will come into help. Also to select the plot, if we have a choice, what kind of plot we need to select or what kind of land we need to select, also Vastu will come to help us. Now we will see a small video. It is about an American architect who built Microsoft buildings, also Airbus buildings. We will see what he will say about the Vastu.
Hi, have you always wanted to learn to code but don't know where to start? Would you like to make amazing websites and apps and bring your
I hope all of you are able to see this video.
Yes, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, today I have a very, very special guest who's a master of this subject that I've been interested in for quite a while. And that is the subject of Vastu Shastra. And today I have Michael Mastro, who's going to show us the beauty of Vastu. So welcome to KRS channel.
Thank you so much, Kapilji. I've been watching you for a long time and a big fan, and so I'm honored to be part of your program.
Thank you so much. So, I mean, how did you get into this world of Vedic science and Vastu Shastra?
So in the late 60s, I was very fortunate to meet Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the Beatles guru.
Yes.
And, I was a young architect, and he asked me to design some meditation buildings in Rishikesh. And so I spent time there working with Vedic architects called Stapatis, and learned about the science at the foot of the master, so to speak.
So here Stapati means chief architect or architects is called Stapatis.
And then I was when I came back to the States, I was very fortunate to be on the design team for the first Microsoft building and some Boeing buildings where I got to utilize this knowledge of Vastu. And so
Wow.
ever since then, I've been practicing Vastu, Jyotish, and Ayurveda because they are sciences. They're very interconnected.
Yeah.
And I feel that just looking at astrology or just looking at Vastu or just looking at Ayurveda, you don't get the holistic approach to giving success for people. So I've been trying, for the last 40 years to do that. And many people ask me when I came back what you can do for rectification. And so there are people that believe in Vastu that believe rectification is not possible, but that's what I learned in India, and that's what I practice. I do lots of hotels, restaurants, and
wow. Yeah, see, that's interesting. I love that.
yeah, so that's what I do, and it's all about energy anyway. So why wouldn't we be able to manipulate that energy at a very, very subtle level?
Okay. So you were gonna have a presentation for us.
Sure. And I'll just kind of go through and just, don't hesitate to interrupt me at any point. Let me see now. I gotta move this guy here. So you can see, okay, the screen?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, yeah. So basically, what I was saying about the Vastu, Jyotish, and Ayurveda come from Atharvaveda, and that's the part of the Vedas is all about how to improve the quality of your life. And so very important to have some knowledge of these three Vedic sciences. And they're really all about balancing the 5 elements. Ayurveda is about balancing the 5 elements in your body. And Vastu takes that a step further to balance the 5 elements in the body of your body, the environment, as well as astrology. And basically what we do in Vastu, and same thing in Jyotish and astrology, is we identify where energy is getting stuck. And wherever that energy is getting stuck, it creates stress that can affect some aspect of your life, maybe your relationships, your health, or your finances, or any aspect like that. So, and we're gonna look at that very closely. So, 10,000-year-old science, we know it's at least 5,500 years old because they discovered an ancient city called Mohenjo-daro in the Indus Valley region that's designed perfectly for Vastu, and we know it's 5,500 years old. So basically what we're doing in Vastu, if your audience doesn't remember anything else about Vastu, it's aligning your physical body and your environment to 2 forces of nature: the positive solar energy that comes from the east and the magnetic energy that comes from the north. And when you do this, you automatically balance the 5 elements in your environment. So there are 7 different ways that energy can get stuck and then create stress. One is alignment. So what I mean by that is I travel every other week somewhere in the US or Europe. And some places, just because of the topography and the way the water placement is, if you look on Google Maps at a house or a building, it's perpendical to your computer, like in Manhattan.
Yeah.
All of the streets, they run northwest, south, northeast, southwest. They don't follow the grid, the longitudinal and latitudinal lines. So when you're not aligned to the earthly grid system, you don't get good support of nature. It affects your thinking, your decision making. But again, everything I'm talking about now can be rectified at a very subtle level. So that's one thing. And the other thing is placement of toilets and stoves, and all the different things in your home or office. And we're going to go into that in a minute about, what the best placement would be and how we correct placement when it's not correct. So for a quick example, northeast is associated with water element. It's Ishanya, it's God's corner. It's where the confluence of the solar and the magnetic energy happen. So if you have a stove in the water element area, it's like burning money, basically, because water is about growth in your life, spiritual and material growth. And so that's how things can happen there. The third thing that affects stress or energy getting stuck is shape. So just imagine a stream or a river, and maybe there's a bend in that stream or river. What happens? Some of the water eddies, stagnates, and creates some pollution. Same thing happens in the house. When you don't have a rectangular shaped building, some of the energy gets stuck, and depending on where it gets stuck, it affects some aspect of your life or your business, like relationships, health, finances. We'll go into that in a minute as well. The other way energy can get blocked or leak out is, remember I said we're trying to get that positive solar and magnetic energy. So if the northeast doesn't have windows or doors, like in lots of apartments, then you're not getting that financial, that health energy. So we have ways to attract that using yantras, which we'll explain in a minute. And then the other thing is, if you have lots of windows or doors on the south or the west area of your home or office, some of that finances leaks out and becomes expenses, unwanted expenses, unexpected expenses. So the slope of the land is another way energy can get stuck. If your land slopes up to the northeast and down to the southwest, so it's blocking the finances. And
Wow.
So coming back to our presentations. From the video, you understood three important things. One is how these energies will influence on the human body, or even plants, or anything. And second thing is why it is very important to align our dwelling units to the earth gradients. It's also very, very important. And the final thing is, we may not be able to have a proper site, shape, or a location, because when you get a site, they will tell north facing. But if you take the compass, it is not really a north. It may be a different direction. So how to correct these things? These three important things we can understand from this video. Now one thing is, when we come for the directions, you may have a question. So direction is based on what? It is based on the sun or based on the earth. In the Vastu, normally we consider based on the earth. Even though energies are coming from the sun and other entities are based on how they move. But to build a building, we are going to try to align our building to the Earth's gradients. So naturally, Earth also rotating, it will align naturally to other planets in the universe. Now we will see some of the examples, a greatest Vastu good examples. Vastu is not today. If you see our previous things, like if you see Harappa or Mayan or Babylonians, or if you see any kind of our generations, all people used to do the Vastu in their own way and own pattern. Names may be different. Okay. In our India we called Vastu, they might have called something else. We will see some examples. For example, pyramid. All of you know about the pyramid, and you know the pyramid energy. So basically, a long-standing theory, the triangles, particularly in the 3D form, has tolerance or on the face of the pyramids, are one of the best known shape for their energy conducting property. So this will conduct energy very well. So that is why the energy found to be radiating from the points of triangles, but it was also found to be improved by the addition of curved lines. Even on some pyramids, we may see some smoother or curved surfaces. So that is where this pyramid energy is a great. So where what are the things will be inside, it will not destroy or it will not decay. If you keep a blade inside the pyramid, a small pyramid in your home, after some days it will get sharpened. So you can try it out. This is a practical thing. Also to do the meditation, it is a practice to sit under a pyramid, like a pyramid head, or sit inside the pyramid. Also in the healing, in the crystal healing, normally it is given by making a crystal pyramid. So also if we take our temples, sometime back we saw, I think last year, the cloud burst. We saw our temples in Kedarnath. Nothing happened. It is protected from the environment. Nothing happened. If you see many temples which are built, we can observe from Jammu to Rameshwar, it will be aligned in same single line. Basically, it is aligned to the earth grid in order to be integrated with the north and south pole of the earth. Even though earth is rotating, to make a better advantages, it will align into a certain latitude and longitude. It is aligned to the earth grids. Also, you can see many temples where the pillars, a circular pillars, are rotating. So, can you believe this? So, recently, around I think from 20-30 years, the foundation came, rolling foundation. In case of earthquakes or any other natural issues, the building should not fall. It came a moving or rolling foundation. But this we practiced in our temples almost all 2000 years early itself. Also, you can see some of the pillars in the temple is not really sitting on anything. You can take a thread or a thin cloth, it can pass through that. It may be not all the pillars, but some of the pillars. And if you observe how they made that much big pillar in circular shape to manage the energy. At that time, as you know, as a mechanical engineers, there is no lathe, no milling machine, so no machines. But even though they did it, it means they might have some tools or similar to lathe or milling machines or turning machines. We don't know, that's all. That's why always what I feel is there is a science behind everything. We need to explore. We need to understand that science. Okay. Just if we take any plot or anything, I will go a very quick 2 minutes on the energies. On the northeast, it is coming from the solar energy. And the north, it is coming from magnetic energy. East coming from solar energy. Northeast, we get the both kind of energy. Northwest, we get the air energy. West, we get the air energy plus heat energy like UV and IR. And southwest, also we get the earth energy. And south, we get the heat energy. And southeast, we get the heat energy. Now, by understanding what energy we are getting in what directions, very easily, absolutely, we can design our home. For example, in the northeast corner, we are getting a combination of magnetic energy and the solar energy. As you know very well, solar energy is very important for our body, for circulation, for digestion, for metabolism. We need solar energy is very important. After eating the food, to convert into vitamins, we need the solar energy. Without solar energy, our body cannot produce certain vitamins. That's why we know that very well. At least every day, half an hour, we have to expose to the sunlight. So now, in a house, living room is the most probably we used in the daytime. So living room means we sit, we relax, we watch TV. When the guest comes, we will sit there. So most of the time we spend our time in the living room. That's why the living room should be at north or east side. Why it is not to be on the northeast side? It can be, but if we leave the open space or empty space, it will help to this magnetic and solar energy will come in abundance. So that is the reason it will be on north or east side. Then kitchen, why it should be on southeast side? So kitchen means heat. Heat will generated in the kitchen. Also it need sun energy because when we cook the food, we need prana or chaitanya in the food. Normally it is given by the solar energy. You may have a question why kitchen should be in southeast. Because in our geographical location, almost in central India, if we go extremely south in Kerala, again Vastu will change. Or if we go extremely top in north, like Jharkhand or other some mountain areas, again Vastu will change. Please note that Vastu is not same in all geographical location. If you go to the coastal side, their Vastu will be different. Their building structures, locations, material used will be different. So, as we know here in the northwest, we get the wind energy. If we have a kitchen in the northwest corner, what will happen? The heat generated while cooking will spread inside the house. That heat energy will impact on our body. So we also get excess of sweating or heat. If our body is not able to bear the heat, then sweating will start. What the energy we consume will go into waste by producing the sweat. Also our brain, it needs a normal temperature. It should not be high temperature. We may get the sunstroke when we expose to the high temperature of solar energy. So that is the reason wind will blow from northwest and it will take away from the southeast. So here also we have to manage the energy. All the heat energy should not taken out. Also one more thing, why kitchen should be in the southeast only means, already I told we need the solar, sun energy. If we make kitchen in the northwest, we don't get the solar energy. Some kind of magnetic energy we may get, but we are not getting the adequate solar energy. So that is the reason kitchen should be in the southeast. Some of you might have seen kitchens are located in northwest. And what is the science behind that? In our earlier days, normally kitchen or bathroom or dining rooms are behind the house. The main house will be separated and all this kitchen and bathroom will be different. It will be at the backyard, a separate foundation and separate house. In the northwest kitchen, normally they will keep in a very big houses, like the in the temple kitchens or like the palaces, or where daily lot of people will come, or sometime in the small houses where only occasionally food will be cooked there. Like if you have a function like a marriage or ceremony or any other thing, only that occasions food will be cooked and not every time. So there having the kitchen at northwest will not be a problem because occasionally we cook. But in our small homes, since we cook daily, it is preferred southeast direction only for the kitchen. Then you may ask, this is the biggest thing, where we have to sleep, where should be the master bedroom, why it should be in southwest only? Because southwest mainly we get the earth energy. Earth energy means what? Stability, our backbone. We get the structure. So stability in our life, to save the money for finance and all, we need the earth energy. That is why it should be in the southwest direction. Also in bedroom we only sleep in the night. We are not going to sit most of the time. But nowadays things are get changing. People will be always in bedroom and always in the bed with your phone in their hand. Okay. So like this, these locations based on the directions of the energy, it should be aligned. Now, based on the geographical location, if you take when there is a coastal area or a mountains or big valleys present, then these directions may change based on the energies inflowing directions. So that's why geographical locations are very, very important. And now you may have a question, okay, already I built the house. We don't know about anything on Vastu. Now what we have to do? See, one thing I told very clearly, Vastu is nothing but managing the energies surrounding us. If you know a better way to manage the energy, then obviously there is no problem. And also for the energy, for every energy there will be opposite energy will be there. Sometimes our body is capable enough to produce or to resist these negative energies or bad energies which causing the bad impact on us. Sometimes we need to do some small corrections. You may ask in the correction, do I need to change the building? Do I need to demolish the building? No, not really. As we know very well, managing the energy is enough. To manage the energy, there are a lot of more than 300 ways we can manage the energy. So coming for the conclusion, how we can summarize what is Vastu? Vastu is a science, means understanding of managing different type of energies so present in a given geographic location with or without any building or any structure or any kind of shapes or geometry where any living beings live in order to obtain a good health and long life. Okay, this is the primary intention. Also, we can summarize, we can conclude what is Vastu. Vastu is nothing but a science. So here, realigning body's natural connection to the life force energy. This is nothing but Vastu. So now it is open for the questions. If you have any questions, please type in the chat box.
Sir, we have 2 questions in chat box.
I'll go to that. So what is the reason behind looking at Vastu in location wise for the building a toilet or bathroom in the home? As you seen in the video, if you build a bathroom or a toilet in the Agni Mule or fire energy, that will reduce the Agni. What will happen if you reduce the Agni in that location? So basically it will impact on our health. How this will help? We know very well that heat energy is very, very important for our blood circulation, also circulation of our body fluids, for our digestion, for our metabolism. So that is why we don't want to get our fire energy reduced. So that is the reason we need to look at a location for a toilet or a bathroom even in the home. So next question. So different of astrology and astronaut. See, astrology is basically based on the position of the astronomic entities like a planets or stars. We are going to see what kind of energy is coming to the earth. Astronaut basically a person who will go to the space. Vastu need to be accepted in our time. As I told very clearly, we need to see what kind of energy is coming. Do that energy is causing any disturbance, then only we need to accept. Because if you take practically, if you go to the villages, almost 90% of the homes are not as per Vastu, even in cities. In the cities, only 70% we can maintain Vastu principles in a home. If you go to the apartment, not even 50% we can maintain the Vastu things in the apartments. So basically what I suggest is, never go based on the direction or based on the location. Never say a Vastu is a problem or there is a Vastu dosha. Always we have the instrument, take the universal scanner, take any other instrument, go inside the building and observe the building, measure the energy, measure all 5 different types of energy, also measure the EMF with the equipments and see what level energy is there. Then check the energy of the member staying in the house. Then you see it is adequate, deficient or excess. Based on that, you take the corrective actions. Okay. Next, can south facing sides have main door facing south? Absolutely, why not? Because is this not a good for a house? No, it is not like that. All the directions are good. See, only directions, if you go and stand in a field, energy will come from all the directions. Okay. Only when we constructed a building of certain geometrical shape, then only it is influencing on the building and people staying inside the building in a different patterns. You can have the main door in south also. For example, I told in the south we get heat energy more. South and west we get heat and air energy is more. So who needs the south direction? For example, if you are working in a military, you are a police officer, you are a security officer, you need more heat energy because you need lot of energy. You need to have a good metabolism. For them, south is the best thing. If their homes are in east or north, they may face some deficient of energy. For the warriors, for all these people, they need heat energy. For them, south is excellent. See, no direction is bad. Depending on what profession you do, where you do the profession. One more simple example. For soldiers, what is the Vastu? Where is the Vastu? Always they will be in under the nature. For example, priest, for them, Vastu is not required. You might have observed the well or water body should be in northeast direction. That's the one convention as per the Vastu. But if you go and see the tradition priest house, the wells should be, normally it will be on west or south direction only. Because even though it is there, what is that idea? That water energy should not interfere with the air or heat energy. But they are going to the temples where it is a highly energy concentrated area. They spend a lot of time there. So they don't get any deficiency or excess. Energy will be balanced. So like that, it depends on your body composition of 5 elements. Every person have a different energy, different patterns, different amount of energy radiating from every person. Based on that, his body is formed. To align to that, only we can say that is not good for that person. So normally when we consider in a house, we take all the people, all the members of a house. So obviously any door can be at any side. Absolutely there is no problem. Only depends on how you spend the time. If a person working in the home all the times and sitting in the bedroom and there is a water body behind the bedroom in west or southwest direction, then only it is a problem. Otherwise, absolutely it is not a problem. So next question, based on the video that you shared, southwest or south-southwest are almost 2 feet lower than the rest of the house. As I told, it can be lower than the rest of the house. Or I told we need to check the energy, we need to measure the energy, then only we can decide it is a problem or not. But as a convention, before constructing the building, what we used to do is, as per the Vastu principle, if south and west should be little bit higher than the main building. Now what will happen in the same floor in a small 30-40 site or 20-30 site, we cannot construct kitchen or bathroom separate, it should be inside the house. If we vary the floor height, then there is a problem for normal walking and all. Based on the convenient, we made like that. But otherwise also, if we consider that principle, and if it is little bit higher, at least 6 inches to 1 foot higher, it is always better. Which direction we should sleep at night? So normally it is a science, it is preferred we have to sleep, our head should be in south direction and leg should be in north direction. As per the science also, the magnetic forces, it will flow from in the earth, it will flow from north to south. If we take as a earth, we get the magnetic energy from the north. When we sleep, our body, our head will be a north and our leg will be south. If we sleep in same north direction, you will know light poles will be repel each other. We have brain inside our head, so it will get impacted. So that is, as a scientific reason, normally we need to normally we need to sleep in south direction. Our head should be in south. This is well known, a scientific reason. How to find how much degree site or house are tilted? It is very simple thing. Just mark the center of the house or your empty site. So take a magnetic compass, because we need to check the earth direction, not on the sun direction, because every day sun will be changing the position based on the earth rotation, direction will change. At the center, take a magnetic compass, then find the direction. That is the best way. In Kerala, most of the houses have kitchen in the northwest. Why? As I told, the Kerala in the south, it is almost surrounded by the water. In the south direction, they have the water. In the water, they will get the water energy. So that will reduce the heat energy if kitchen is in the southeast. That is the reason they construct the kitchen at northwest. As I told, in the Vastu, the main important, if we take India, our India geographical shape is very important for Vastu. As you know, we don't have a southwest or southeast for India. So always we have a stability issue. Always as an Indian, we have a stability issue. As a country, we have a stability issue. As an individual homes, we have a stability issue. We need to take the Vastu of the geographical location. We have to take the country, continent, then the state, then the district, then the city. In the city, we have to consider our geographical location like Jayanagar or BTM layout, so kind of a small portion. Then we have to consider our street, where it is located, in the street where our plot is located. Okay. So next is, should the doors be in even numbers? What will happen? What will be the problem if it is in odd numbers? See, actually, doors or windows mainly meant for cross ventilation. If we have a cross ventilation, then it is not a problem. But we don't plan a well cross ventilation. Earlier and all, if you observe in the olden homes, normally the front door and the back door will be in same direction, but only back door will be little bit shifted towards southwest, such that to have a good cross ventilation. If you have any other equipments or any other way for a good cross ventilation, it is not a problem. But in the earlier days, they don't have our AC or our exhaust fan and all. That's why they used to prefer the natural cross ventilation. Should water sump size should be based on the size of the home? Absolutely. As I told scientifically, size of any material, for example, your sofa, your dimension of the room, your dimension of the house, everything matters. It also should be a matter. If you build a very huge sump, if you take a 30-40 site, now some of the people, they build almost a 20 into 30 the sump itself. Then what will happen? Water energy will increase. If you put water into the mud or earth, what will happen? It will get loose. So water energy will reduce the fire energy. Also, it will reduce the earth energy. It will impact on us. As I said, it may impact, may not impact. Unless we measure, we see what is the impact. We cannot say it can be or it cannot be. But as a general convention, every size of any particle or any subject or any article we keep inside the home, also including the home size, is very important. Is there any vastu behind sleeping position? Already I told we have to sleep and in the south. For this, you know that we have a wonderful some Puranika story. So because Lord Vinayaka's head was cut by Ishwar, then he told to take a head from animal. They got the elephant head, so they placed. At the time, Lord Ishwar told, go to north direction and whichever the animal you get, bring that head kind of thing. It is not, it is a symbolic to remember for even ordinary people that we should not sleep for the north. That is the only symbolic to remember the signs. In multi-story buildings or apartment, is the vastu of the entire building is important and the vastu of the individual houses are also matter. Yeah, first thing is vastu of the entire building is very, very important. Because individual apartment, already as I mentioned, hardly 50% maintaining vastu is very difficult. Entire building is the highest priority, then individual house also matters. How may sump we can have one and only one or two? See, number of sumps we can have, it is not limited. It is only based on the total summation of the energy, that's all. How vastu is related to our health? As already I explained, all the energies are classified into 5 different energies. Now you see, as in the video we saw that we block our east direction and the north direction. We don't get any magnetic energy, we don't get any solar energy. If we don't get any solar energy, our body was unable to convert the food into the vitamins, especially for calcium metabolism. Sunlight is very, very important. So like this, we will get health impacted. Certain people say door in south direction to be avoided. Already I answered this question. What is the vastu tip for improving concentration and interest in kids to get good results? So normally sitting in north, facing to the east is the best position to read and study. And normally if kids sit in northwest direction, their vayu energy is more, and also we get a lot of disturbance, means our concentration is fluctuating. Next, southwest direction has Rahu energy. So master bedroom must come to south direction. Is it right? Yeah, perfectly all right, perfectly correct. As we know, what Rahu will do is very important. Rahu don't have its own energy. Rahu will multiple the energy what he get. That's why your very negative attitude, Rahu will increase your negative energy. If you are a positive, Rahu will improve your positive energy. When Rahu with the planet, he will increase that planetary energy. When master bedroom is in south direction, we want stability, we want financial growth. Rahu will increase this earth energy. That is the reason southwest only right direction for the bedroom, master bedroom. But in the master bedroom, only the owner of the house should stay, not your kids, not your steady kids, or not unmarried girls. Because if they stay, they become very much stabilized, they don't read, they are not very active. Like if you take in an office, never ever keep sales people in the southwest direction. They will become the boss, they don't move. Always sales people should be in the northwest because they have to move, then only they can do the better sales. How does circular or other shaped building affect Vastu? Yeah, you know very well, it is very simple thing. As the energy, if it is a building in circular motion, energy will flow in a very smooth way and energy entering to the building will reduce. But we need maximum energy from north and east enter into the building. That's why always we prefer windows and doors more in south and east direction and northeast direction. In the west direction and south direction, normally we don't prefer any big windows. Only for cross ventilation, we want a small windows. How to measure the energy inside the house? Is there any equipment? Yeah, there are a couple of equipments like universal scanner is there, and some kind like a rector antenna is there, and some pendulums are there, some EMF meters are there, some Gauss meters are there to measure the radiation and magnetic force. Apart from anything, the people who are skilled, they also can sense the energy. Even you can sense the energy. For example, when you go to your friend's house or somebody's house, suddenly you feel uncomfortable. You don't want to be there long time in that house. Or in some places, if you go like a temple or in somebody's house, you feel very cool and your body energy got boosted. Very simple example how our ancient people used to do without any equipment means normally they will take a cow. That's why in the Griha Pravesham they will take a cow inside the house. Because cows are very sensitive in sensing the energy. If cow is not comfortable, then they have some energy deficiency or energy excess there. So like that, if you when you want to see a rented house, you go with some small 5 years kid. First you leave the kid to enter the house. If kid enters, it will be happily playing, it will be happy laughing, then that energy is good. Or it comes out, or it is crying, or it is telling dad, mom, we will go out, then that energy is not good. Also, if you watch the surroundings of the house, the plants, etc., you can see the geographical location is good or not, or how the energy flow is there. So, can we lead a happy life without Vastu in home? Yeah, definitely. See, Vastu is just managing the energy. If the energy in your house is very well balanced, see, because the articles you have inside the house will create and generate or will give some kind of energy, radiate some kind of energy. How much gold you have in your home, how much silver you have, what kind of metal you used, iron, everything that matters. It is not like that you perfectly your house has to match with the Vastu principle I'm repeatedly telling the people, you need not to become victim of the people or Guruji telling about Vastu things in the TV. No, not really required. Be scientific always. Get to measure your energy. Then you see the deficiency or excess of energy. Balance the energy. Then only you can decide. See, for example, one very important thing is if we have geopathic stress. Okay, geopathic stress means energy coming from inside the earth causing the stress on the living organisms. If we take, if there is a default layer inside the earth, or if it's a volcano inside the earth, or a huge water reservoir inside the earth, or any fossils, or like a deposit like a coal deposit, or a petroleum deposit, crude oil deposit, all this will alter earth energy, and that forces will cause certain stress on living beings. This will impact on the cats, this will impact on the dogs, cows, horse, every living organisms. For example, if you see where that energy is concentrated, cat prefer to sleep in that area only, but dog will run out from that area. It never want to sleep in that area. Okay, and it is not like that the energy is bad. If honeybees live in that area, then that honey is very good. But if we live in that area, it may impact on our health. Again, we need to check our body, what kind of our human body is made up of. What is the predominant energy of a person? Because we are Pitta Prakriti, Kapha Prakriti or Vayu Prakriti. So we are combination of the energies. Based on our body constitution, based on of our energy, then only we can say it is good or bad. In Germany, what they will tell is a cancer patient, if they go for the treatment, then insurance will tell, first you go and get a certification of your living area that there is no geopathic stress. Because geopathic stress will cause cancers. It is not like that all the cancer patient will have geopathic stress in their house, or it is not like that all the houses which have geopathic stress will cause the cancers. Predominantly around 60% geopathic stress will cause the cancer. Okay, so you need to take a certified energy engineer, then check your houses or your offices. Then if there is no geopathic stress, then only insurance will approve for the further treatment. Or you need to get it corrected, then only give you the approval. If it is not scientific or not required, then why Western people so they are behind our ancient technology? Okay, is there any Vastu for students to increase the memory power? As I already told, they should be studying in north and the east direction or northeast direction. But remember one thing, by sitting only in that particular direction will not improve the memory. They need to do physical exercise and activities, and they need to also sleep well. Just you don't think my son is sitting in northeast direction, his memory will increase and daily you feed the fatty food, spicy food. No, it will not work, because food is also energy, it will also alter our body energy. Beams in homes will lead to the problems. Yes, certain extent, as you see, beams will be projected little bit lower than the roof. It is causing destruction in the energy flowing. What it will do, it will push the energy flow downwards. So compared to other areas, that is how that concentrated energy pushing back, if it flows on our head, then it may affect our body. As again I told, overall body energy, overall home energy should be checked, then only we have to decide. But as per the our energy dynamics, understanding the energy flow, obviously beams will, not only beams, any projected articles inside the house, any corners, will also influence on the energy flows. Please tell the energy of each direction. Already I told about that. If you want to purchase individual flat, which facing we should take? Already I told, based on your profession and based on the health of the people and based on what do you want. For example, you are a retired person, then if you take southeast or south, it is good because you need more heat energy. If you are doing a business, then you need more north energy and northeast energy. Suppose you are a chartered accountant, you are a judge, you are a lawyer, then you need air energy, west side. So like that, depends on the profession, depends on your body constitution. So depends on what you want to achieve. What do you have, what you don't have, depends on that we need to select the flats directions. Is there any specific direction for septic tank placement? Yes. So normally northwest is the best direction for septic tank. If not possible in the northwest, you can place in the west but towards the north. In the built house, to find the tilted degree, we need to apply what you told to a vacant site. Mark the center of the house, then find the magnetic compass. Is that correct, sir? Or do you have any other option? Even though it is a built house, you join the diagonals of the house, 4 corners. Even though rooms are there, you take your built area, 4 corners inside corners, then you see the intersection point, there you keep the compass, that will give the directions. So thank you friends, there are around 26 questions. I hope I answered all your questions. Somebody may not be able to ask questions now, and if they have any questions, you are always welcome. You can ask the questions. Okay. So here is my number. You can take the number and you can ask the questions also.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a really wonderful session on Vastu, the science of astrology. Finally, we got the answer that it is a science of managing the energies. Okay, so we thank Mr. Acharya Shekhar Dixit, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Delivering such a wonderful talk in a webinar on Vastu is a science or astrology. So at this point of time, we take a pleasure in thanking Management Reva University and School of Mechanical Engineering, all the people who have worked and helped in organizing this particular event wonderfully. We thank our director, Dr. Narayan Swami, Director, School of Mechanical Engineering, for his constant support and encouragement in organizing the event. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, just one word from me. So
Please,
thanks
sir.
for all the participants. So thanks for the REVA management who understood and who want to understand and who want to make their staff and students to know about Vastu, your directors, staff, all these people. Also the mechanical department who took lot of pain in arranging this session. So starting from the connections, PPTs, everything, communication, everything. I am grateful to all of you. So thank you very much. Namaste. God bless you. So just one more thing. I am conducting.
ನಾಳೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
ಹ?